Okay, I want to ask you, why is it they're concentrating so much on President Trump and his meeting with Hispanic white supremacists? That's what they want to call them. And it's because they don't want to count on the things that are important to us and the scandals that they have. And then there's another reason, and I'm going to show it to you at the end of this video. And I want you to watch it, and you're going to see why they continue to attack President Trump and why they call him and why they try to associate him with white supremacists, anti-Semitic, all those nicknames that they give him. But check this out first, and I'm going to explain to you why they're doing what they do. They rather talk about President Trump and his meeting with a guy. It's totally irrelevant to me because I don't care. I want to talk about important issues to the American people. Issues like, why does Dr. Fauci have emails that he sent out 2 days before the mask mandates and tell the person on the other side of email saying that masks don't work? But yet they don't want to talk about that. They rather talk about Trump and his meeting with a Hispanic white supremacist. I want to talk about why rhinos, Democrats, are involved in a scandal with FTX where they sent out American taxpayer money to Ukraine. Ukraine then sends it to FTX, and it then goes back to those same American politicians who sent it out originally. They don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about data on the jab, stuff that's coming out that they forced millions of Americans to take. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about President Trump having a meeting with a Hispanic white supremacist. I want to talk about things like, why did the FBI have plans during the January 6th protests in the crowd that enable them to entice the crowd and entrap the crowd into going into the Capitol? But they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about President Trump having a meeting with a Hispanic white supremacist. I want to talk about what's going on in Arizona right now. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about President Trump having a meeting with a Hispanic white supremacist. Why won't they talk about how Apple is threatening free speech? How Apple, one of the biggest suppliers of all the stuff that we use, the video, audio equipment, our phones, our computers, they're threatening free speech. They're threatening free speech on Twitter, threatening to remove all the money that they have invested in Twitter if Elon Musk allows people to have free speech. But instead, they want to talk about President Trump meeting with a Hispanic white supremacist. Most of us have iPods and everything else. Why are we supporting a company that doesn't support the American Constitution? I want to talk about why China is going after peaceful protesters and harming them. Very serious harm caused to these people. They won't talk about it. You know why? Because the Democrats, the rhinos, are in bed with China. They're all getting paid off, and they don't want to talk about it. Instead, they want to divert your attention to President Trump having a dinner with a Hispanic white supremacist. People, you got to wake up and see what's going on here. These people are criminals, and the only one who will stop them is the guy that they're going after, and won't talk about the real issues that are affecting America, like inflation, high gas prices. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about President Trump having a dinner with a Hispanic white supremacist. That's more important than all those issues I just talked about to them, because they want to deflect the truth. And I'm going to show you why they deflect the truth. I'm going to show you this video now. Check it out. And this is a tactic that was exposed in 1943, and they're using it today. Check it out.
The following directive was issued from party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, "When certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable build-ups as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascist and tolerance organizations to discredit them."
Is that not what's going on today? They're labeling people like Donald J. Trump, who is a thorn in their side, people like Kanye West, who are exposing all kind of stuff. They're labeling them as Nazis, fascists, and anti-Semitic. This was brought out in 1943, and they're still using it today.
In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind.
They're trying to make it fact. We know the people calling Donald J. Trump a fascist are themselves fascists. We know those people calling President Trump anti-Semitic or Kanye West anti-Semitic are actually anti-Semitic themselves. The common tactic is accuse those of what you do. You have to start seeing this. Spread this message. Send it to everybody. We have to wake up millions of more Americans. There's some people we can never save, but there are millions of Americans who see something is wrong, but they can't pinpoint it. What exactly is going on? Because they don't delve deep into the media. But show them this video. Show them what they're doing. Why is it two very powerful people? I don't agree with Kanye West. I don't like a lot of things that he says. But why shut him down? Why are they calling a Hispanic American a white supremacist? Things you have to think about. Because if they keep saying it over and over and over, they feel you're dumb enough to believe it. Are you dumb enough to believe that? Or are you smart enough to know that a Hispanic man cannot be a white supremacist, that a black man cannot be a white supremacist? They'll say it, because just like in the riots, they called them peaceful protests. We know it wasn't. We saw the destruction throughout the country. But they say things that are not true, and they keep saying it over and over and over, because hopefully it'll register in your mind as being true. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please share this video, because it's hard to get out good content if you see what's happening. They're censoring everything, and we need help getting the message out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.